All right, welcome back. If you're new, haven't seen me before, let's get into this. What the hell is this thing in my chopper? Why is it so heavy and so large? Does it have to be this big? Does it have to be this heavy? Do I need it? Well, I didn't know any of this stuff, I didn't care. But after all the issues I've had, multiple vehicles, choppers, whatever, I definitely need to know what this giant box is. I need to know more about it. I did all the research for batteries, what you need for your chopper. I don't care about your bagger, your drag bike, or anything of the sorts. All I care about is your hardtail, your swing arm, bare bones chopper. All right, so I'm gonna tell you what types of batteries you need for your chopper. Mainly choppers though. If you got a big bad boy, badass, big twin with a giant stereo and cup holders and skulls that light up, you're gonna have to go to someone else. But if you just need your headlight and your brake light to work, I'm gonna tell you what battery you need. I'm gonna tell you the bare bones minimum you need for a battery. I don't care about how big they are, how small they are. I just need one that works all the time, fires up my bike. All right, if you're like me, you don't know jack shit about batteries. You're basically in the weeds. You're just getting whatever you think works. You're getting a battery that says 4 motorcycles on it. Put it in the bike and you call it a day. And then you're riddled with problems down the road. So I'm gonna try to explain the types of batteries, the use of batteries, how to maintain your battery, and I think I found out the reason why they catch on fire when you have the cool lithium battery. All right, so first, to understand what battery you need, or what type and all that, you probably should understand how a battery works with your chopper. So this is bare bones, basic. I'm just gonna keep it simple. First off, you have your battery. When you go to start your bike, the starter turns over your bike. Once your motor's going, the battery runs your taillights and your headlights and any other accessories you have. Lighting up your skulls and your cup holders. Maybe you got a stereo, I don't know. That's not my deal, but brakes and headlight is all you need. It's a chopper, remember that. So once your bike's running and the battery's running all your accessories, the going, collecting power. That's gonna send it to your regulator, which regulates the power to the battery. And that's what keeps the battery just constantly charging and not charging and whatever. Even keel at 12 volts. So if you check your battery while it's running, it could be 13, 14 volts because it's charging the battery. And then if you're turning the lights on, high beam, all that, it should drain it down. The regulator should push 13, 14 volts. And again, that's for a chopper. This is bare bones, basic chopper stuff. You just want to turn it on, it goes, and then you might even just have a kick only, so you might not even care about half the stuff. 3 types of batteries. There's lead acid batteries, which you fill the lead acid from the top yourself. That's the old school way to do it. Number 2 is AGM, absorbed glass mat acid type battery, which is a sealed battery, comes with the acid in it. And that's kind of your bare bones, no-brainer battery. Number 3 is the lithium battery, which is a newer, sealed, smaller, lighter, all the good stuff type battery. So with those 3 types of batteries, you can eliminate one. The first one, the lead-filled battery. You fill the acid yourself. If you're in a pinch or you just got an old school chopper or that's the only thing they got at Napa, go get it. But it's just more of a headache. You can only have it upright. If you dump your bike, it might spill out. You gotta maintain it. Kind of a pain in the neck. It's old school. All right, so you got 2 batteries left, AGM and lithium. So AGM battery is kind of your bulletproof battery. For a chopper, AGM is pretty much your best bet. AGMs, if you have an issue, you could probably run like 7 hours on an AGM battery. You could have your headlight on and just run full 7 hours and the thing won't start giving you grief or your bike won't start cutting out. You can also go inside the bar, leave the lights on, have too many drinky poos, come back out with the lights back on, and you could probably, you know, hard start your bike right back up and you'll be off to the races. Also AGMs, you can charge it, you can get jumped from your buddy from another car. Less likely to get stranded with an AGM battery because you can get charged by anybody else with another standard battery. Really the only downfall with the AGM battery is just the weight and the size. They're pretty hefty.
This one is too big.
So with the lithium battery, they're new. Elon Musk likes them, puts them on everything. Lithium batteries for choppers really depends on a lot of factors. How you built your bike, size, how much capacity, or how much room you have to put a battery. What do you need your battery to do? So for lithium batteries, right away the price. They're pretty expensive. So if you're a cheap chopper guy, that's probably not the way you're gonna go. But for the price, you get a smaller battery, it's light. I mean, you could just put that thing underneath your seat and put a bunch of stuff under there with it and you'd be good. But as far as lithium batteries, they really don't last that long. They're made to just crank amps and do high voltage stuff. So if you have something faulty in your charging system and you're running straight on the battery, you're probably gonna only last like 3 hours at the most. And you're probably gonna cook your lithium battery pretty quick. So if you're in the bar and you left your lights on, chances are you're probably screwed. You're gonna have to do some other stuff to get your bike started. You're gonna have to push it. You're gonna have to bump start that bad boy. One other cool thing is if you plan on kick flipping your chopper, the lithium battery works upside down. So if that's your thing, you're in luck. All right, batteries. You need to learn how to charge them. Everybody thinks they know how to charge them. Everyone's got the classic charger. You know, you charge it when it's dead only. So for these two types of batteries, charging is where everything separates. For AGM batteries, everyone's got a regular charger, can jump off of anything basically. AGM batteries, you can pretty much drain them and recharge them all day long. Over time, obviously, they start to fail. Your best bet is you can drain it and put it on a charger and it'll charge right back up to where it was. Probably hold the charge for a long time. AGMs do take a little bit of maintenance, just regular charge if you're not gonna ride your bike. But like AGMs, like any other battery, everyone's got a basic idea of how batteries work, so you know if it's working or not working. So lithium batteries, this is where chopper guys get in trouble. They don't charge the battery right. They have a whole separate way of charging. Lithium batteries have their own charger, and you do not want to drain the power out of your lithium battery. It's the one no you do not want with a lithium battery. If you let your lithium battery drain under certain volts, and I hear a bunch of different ones, but I hear under 10, basically it's trash. It's like dropping your motorcycle helmet one time. It's no good anymore. It's not safe. So every time you're draining your battery, you're more likely to fail. Every time you're starting it and it's not starting, you're draining your battery and you gotta charge it up again. You can't get it jump from another AGM type battery. You gotta charge it with a lithium ion charger or have a lithium type jumper pack. If you're at the bar and you leave your lights on, you're kind of screwed. You can't just get a jump from your buddy. You gotta like take his battery and put it in your bike and try to start it a bunch of times, or have all your buddies help you bump start up the hill because you're too trash and you don't know what the hell you're doing. The one good thing about lithium ion batteries is they hold a charge. Unlike AGMs, they kind of slowly drain over time if you've got it plugged in. A lithium battery will hold. All right, now the one thing I didn't know about batteries. Holy moly. I would just go to O'Reilly's and tell them I want a 12 volt motorcycle battery.
I'm sorry, my friend, but this is what I need.
And then they would look at me and basically ask me for my year, make, and model, and I'd say, it's a chopper. I just need a 12 volt battery. And then I'd look at the sizes and I'd get the cool tiny one. Right now on my Sportster, I have a tall, skinny one instead of the big, long, wide one that just sticks out of your bike. So what you really need to know is the cold cranking amps, CCA. If you go and tell them what that is, you can get whatever battery size you want. So don't be like me and just get a 12 volt motorcycle ATV battery. Get one with a higher CCA. Harley Davidsons, to start, if you have a starter, especially need a higher CCA. If you have more accessories, you need a bigger battery. So the more CCAs you have, your battery is going to be way bigger. The higher the cranking amps, the bigger the battery. And if you have a stage 17, any kind of Eagle with every kind of light up Eagle accessory, you're probably going to need the biggest battery possible. And on the opposite side of that, if you just have a kickover chopper, that's it, just running a headlight or tail light, you can get a small cranking amp battery. You don't really need much. So if I were looking up how many cold cranking amps I needed, I would see what my bike needs for stock cold cranking amps. For example, my Sportster needs like 350 cold cranking amps. And my dumbass has been using 128 cold cranking amps, so of course it's been having issues. AGMs usually have pretty good cold cranking amps, but the battery just gets way too big the more cold cranking amps you have. With lithium, you can get a smaller battery and it has tons of cold cranking amperage. So that's the beauty part about the little lithium batteries. So cold cranking amps is basically all I really care about. Yeah, so now that you got all the information, let it soak into your little chopper mind. I think that's all you really need to know about batteries for your chopper. Just remember that you can't go wrong with a good old-fashioned AGM battery. Just the weight and the size is the only downfall. But the use and being familiar on general battery maintenance and how to use them and all that, you can't beat it. But if you like a lithium battery, small, lightweight, way more power, the lithium battery might be your best bet. Just don't let the old timers and the chopper hipster overlords tell you about all the times that their battery burst into flames when they're 7 months into their journey across the United States. The trick with lithium batteries is read the directions, I guess. Charge them correctly. Don't use a regular charger, use a lithium ion charger. And pay attention to the volts. If you need to, get a voltmeter. You have a chopper, you need a tool roll. Might as well throw a cheapo voltmeter in there. Just make sure you watch the voltage. If it drops and you keep starting it and you kill your battery, that's when the thing's gonna catch on fire down the road, because every time it drops a certain amount of volts, the battery's gonna have more room for error down the road. And through my deep dive internet research, I figured out another trick with lithium batteries is they like to be warmed up. So turn your headlights on for like 30 seconds and that activates your battery. It warms it up, I guess. You can also bump start your battery, like bump start your starter. Don't just turn it all the way on. Just bump start it and that warms your battery up. If you've been running around all day, it should be fine, but maybe in the morning before you leave, after it's been sitting all night in the cold campground or whatever you're staying at, just turn your lights on while you're putting your gloves on. All right, so that's batteries. It's batteries for dummies. You know, choppers are for dummies because we like to take everything off and keep it simple. But hopefully this helped you out. Now you're on the right path for battery supremacy. You're gonna know what to do when your buddy's battery bursts into flames. You're gonna get the right battery. You're gonna be firing up every time. You're not gonna be embarrassed in front of the bar. You're gonna be diagnosing everybody's batteries left and right. So go leave a comment on what battery you use, how many times yours bursts into flames, the things you do to wake your battery up, whatever you do for your batteries. What's your battery overlord techniques? So like, comment, and go give me a subscribe. I'll have more videos out, and go check out the previous ones I have. Make sure you go get the right goddamn battery. Peace.